This is the big two-part finale, the first two-part story that Ncuti's ever done.
All the titans of Doctor Who were back. Gemma Redgrave, Bonnie Langford, Yasmin Finney.
It's epic, it's back in unit. Oh, it's terrific.
When Russell delivered this script, and I was so excited by it, it's absolutely fantastic.
I've never been on anything like it. It's crazy, it's really great.
I think it's going to be really quite scary.
Give me the loving! The Doctor lands back at unit, catches up with all those faces from his past. I hadn't been back to unit since I was in my pants, and so it was nice to return fully clothed, top and bottoms.
Susan is the name of my granddaughter.
It was nice having, I think it was a group of 10 of us, and we got to have loads of different personalities, nice dynamics between different characters.
Ruby, this is Kate.
Just having that whole group save the world power stance that was great in the scene.
Go protocols, everyone. Helipad doors to open.
It's a gang, some old faces, some new faces, and we're a great team.
The unit is a completely different thing to what it once was. I mean, now it's very, very glitzy, very glam.
But we knew that already, didn't we?
Kate's got a chrysalis theory. Although it looks, you know, amazing and it's all quite glam and glossy and very up to date, there's things like, you know, people have got stuff on their desks like, you know, lip balm and hand cream and pictures of their dogs and, you know, so it's got this normality about it as well.
Yeah, I've never been on anything like it. Because when I watch these things, I usually think that, oh, half of that's green screen. But on this, it genuinely isn't. It's literally always you see it. It's crazy. It's really great.
I wanted a nice big arrival at unit for the Doctor. David Tennant had a fantastic arrival at this tower where he arrived by helicopter and got shown through, and I thought, well, I've got to beat that. Got to give Ncuti an even bigger entrance.
And when Russell wrote this, everybody's so excited and goes, what an incredible entrance. But the reality is, how do you actually do something like this? I'd love to say we had some amazing, fantastic VFX techniques. The truth is, all we did was we rolled a tennis ball down the aisle and all the characters looked and followed for their eye lines, and then we tracked it with the camera, and then afterwards we put the VFX of the TARDIS in.
Throwing a ball, but TARDIS.
Doors and TARDIS.
Aced it in one.
You have to imagine the arrival of the TARDIS, and everybody has to imagine it in exactly the same place.
They just rolled the tennis ball and we basically had to keep our eye line quite high and follow the tennis ball as if it was the TARDIS.
It works, so long as they get it going at the right speed, yeah.
Doctor on the bridge.
Without a doubt, the time window was one of the most complex things I've ever shot in my life. There was actually quite a simple way to do it, which is we just green screened the entire thing, and this is a lot of the time what they would do on Hollywood movies. But we went the Doctor Who way and tried to do it as practical as possible, and to be honest, it made things so much more difficult on set, but I don't regret it for a second.
So, as always, everything starts with the concept design. Some of the earlier sketches are done in Photoshop by our concept team. Once these concept pieces are detailed out, they'll get closer and closer to establishing the look, and then they'll result in a final piece that establishes the look for us. We're sort of helped because that location on Ruby Road is an actual location. So we will go and we will take either a LiDAR scan or a photogrammetry scan of that location. So what that does is it gives us the 3D data that we can turn into models. So once we get that model data, we bring it into Unreal Engine. And we would experiment with what are called post-process effects to see if we can get sort of the bleached out look, the VHS shash effect look, and that kind of a thing. And then connect it to some projectors that would project on Gauze's screen, and that Unreal Engine environment will project directly to those screens.
This thing is running way beyond maximum.
Should we stop?
No way.
So this is a really quick glimpse of the environment that we built inside of Unreal. Our CG environment that we created in Unreal, that is camera tracked. So what that means is when a DOP is shooting an actor, the background set inside Unreal, a CG set that doesn't exist, will move with the camera, creating the illusion that the camera is shooting the actor at that location.
Actually having it physically has helped us in the edit, but more so, I think it helped the actors in the performance as well.
Can she see you? Did my mother see you?
I don't know why she was pointing at me.
The design team obviously made it so real and so perfect that it was hard not to act around it. It was just so fun.
It fulfilled all expectations. I was like, yes, this is a time window.
So this is the projection as it looks as it was shot on the day.
It's Ruby Road.
In 2004? We did it!
And as you can see, other than a little bit of color grading, the look is almost entirely there in the shot.
That is the Vlinx. Nice upgrade. Hot metal doctor.
The first version of the Vlinx is very broken down. It's all kind of rusty. He's been pulled out the wreckage of a spaceship somewhere. And then Russell decided he wants the Vlinx back, and he's had a bit of a dust up, bit of a clean up, and he wanted them all chrome and metallics.
Oh my God, the Vlinx was so cool. I mean, just for him the actor, to be in that costume all day, he's probably got a harder job than all of us.
Well, I'm sweating already and I haven't started yet, so we're inside a wetsuit underneath all of this, also, just in case there's any risk of me cooling down. I think I'm in every scene, and I mean, most of it is just, as part of the furniture, really. So it's inevitable that I'm going to be in it for long periods.
When the director comes up to talk to me, I have no idea he's there.
The Vlinx is one of those crazy Doctor Who characters that the show wouldn't be the show without it. Even though he's a lot of the time in the background, I really wanted to make him part of the story. So we worked a lot on different movements and different ways that he was always there and we could always interact.
Susan Triad. Every creature you do has a sort of different requirements. This one's mostly endurance, so he's half a droid, basically. And for me, I think there'd be an element of mechanical sort of action to the movement, so you can get that slight lock in the movement on the head. But I don't want to overdo it too much. My head and my arms are kind of all I've got. I can't really move the upper body. I can twist a little bit and stuff like that. So I put a tiny little bit of lock on the head, and other than that, nothing really very elaborate. So.
Did you think I was family, Doctor?
Our skull faces, the look of that is driven by Russell. He's very clear about his ideas in the script, and in this he said it's a skull. It's a skull been kind of grafted on, drawn out, created in the face, but without making it look like a zombie, because that's the obvious. As soon as you do cheekbones and all of that skeletal face, it would be very easy to see them as zombies, and we didn't want zombies. A skull looks like very much a domed part of the upper head, so I've pushed the hairline back so you hopefully feel more skull-like up here.
These masks were amazing because they'd done a scan of our faces so they fit beautifully. And these incredible prosthetic geniuses came and 4 hours later turned into Skull Susan and all the other different prosthetics that we had to have on.
I think her turning around with that face, it was a good old-fashioned Doctor Who chill.
You said you were a doctor. Why don't you try to help?
Then we've got the lenses as well. Once you get these kind of dark pits of the eyes can disappear a lot. So it was a case of trying to pop the eyes out and also link that to Sutekh. So we've got the red lenses which match to Sutekh. So you've got some sort of connection between the two.
Whatever it is, here it comes.
So at the end, you get everything coming together. It turns out to be literally one of the oldest and greatest enemies that the Doctor has ever faced.
And his one true name forevermore is
Sutekh. Genuinely an all-time great of Doctor Who.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.